Welcome back. You can use the desktop editor for your video projects just as you would using the browser-based platform. You can go to the menu tab, you can then go to the file command, and you can click on new project. You're going to say you are sure you want to create a new project. What you can then do is you can import your video project to CapCut. Once you have your video project here in the area, what you can do is you can click on the lower right-hand corner and you can add your video to the track. What you'll see is that your video will then be added to the track. When you come to the track, what you'll notice then is that you can right-click the track and you will then have options. You can extract the audio and you can do transcript-based editing. You'll also see here at the top, you can add in captions just as you can with the browser-based version. We can go to the audio element. We can search for music and we can add music to the timeline just as we did with the browser-based version. So everything that you can do to edit your video in the browser-based version, you can also do it inside of the desktop version. Now, one of the things that you will see that comes with the Pro version is that you can do vocal isolation. So if you have a specific element of the vocals that you want to break out and you have the Pro version, you can do it here by right-clicking and using this menu item. However, we are focused on the free version at this time, and so vocal isolation and the Pro version is beyond the scope of this course. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. We can render the entire video inside of our editor as an audio file. And what we can do is we can take the entire video on the timeline. We can then go to the export command. What you'll see here is that we can select whether we're going to render as a video or an audio. In this case, we're going to untick that we're going to export as a video, and we're just going to export as an audio. We can choose the audio format. And as you can see here, we can export the audio as an MP3, a WAV file, an Apple file, or an FLAC file. And for the sake of this video, we are going to export as an MP3 file. You'll also notice that if you have the Pro version, you can export the captions for your audio or your video. We're going to click on the export command. And our audio is now exported and ready to be used. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. If we use the split command on our timeline with our video, what we can do, we can tie the two clips together using a transition inside of CapCut. So for example, we can move our cursor to where we're going to split a specific video. Once we get to that point in the video, we're going to click split. And what you'll see here is that the clips are then split at the point where the cursor is. What we can then do is to go to the Transitions tab. And what you're going to see is that different transitions have been loaded. You can either look through the transitions in order to determine if they are what you want, or you can search for the kind of transition that you want. And so in this particular case, we're going to drag the transition to the timeline. We can then see how the transition is going to play. Sources. Now, according to Audacity, what you can do is to record with it. You can import. So you can see how the transition is going to play. One thing you'll notice is that the transition does have properties that you can manage. If you want to make the duration of the transition longer, you can make it longer. And what you'll see is that it is expanding on the timeline. And so basically, you do retain control over the nature of the transition. Once you have the transition in the way that you want, you can then export the new video. We are going to export as a video, and we're going to click the export command. And our video will then be rendered. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. You can work with CapCut as you would any other video editor. For example, you can go to the video on the timeline. You can extract the audio. When you extract the audio, you're going to see the audio on the timeline. In the case of a narration, you can replace that narration with a narration of your own. In some cases, you might recreate the audio narration on a site like 11 Labs. But if you click on top of the audio element, you're going to see that you have an element here called the voice changer. Some of the elements are only available with the Pro version, but there are some elements that are available with the free version. For example, you'll see here that there's an energetic version.
Hello and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity, you'll need to go to your favorite search engine and you'll want to type.
So you'll see here that what happens is that CapCut attempts to change the voice. And so you can check other elements to see if CapCut can change a voice to something that you may prefer.
Hello and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity, you'll need to go to your favorite search engine and Hello and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity.
Hello and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity, you'll need.
Hello and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity, you'll need to go.
Hello and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity, you'll need to go to your. So voice filters is a way that you can work with the voice on your timeline. And although it isn't the same as having a voice from a site like 11 Labs, it may be something that you may want to do and test with the pro version or even some of the free version voices. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, because we have an inexact form of the transcript, what we want to do is we want to create a transcript that is close to exact as we possibly can get. And to do that, we are going to upload our audio and the transcript to ChatGPT, and we're going to then ask ChatGPT to reproduce as close to an exact transcript as we can. And so once we have all of the information in ChatGPT, we're then going to submit the information to ChatGPT in an attempt to get a clean transcript. So what we should have is a cleaner version of the transcript. We can now take this version of the transcript and we can head over to 11 Labs. And we will do that in the next video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. Welcome back. We're now going to copy our transcript into 11 Labs in order to get a new narration. Now that we have our script in 11 Labs, we're going to click the Generate Speech button, and 11 Labs is then going to generate the new content in real time.
Hello, and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity, you'll need to go to your favorite search engine and type in Audacity. Typically, you're going to see a search result that will look like one where you're going to see the website, audacityteam.org. If you find that website, you are going to want to go there.
So we have completed the narration. What we're going to do is we're going to download the new narration. And now that we have our new narration and we have it in an MP3 file, we can now take that file and we can move it over to our CapCut editor. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. What we're now going to do is we're going to head to the Audio tab. We're then going to import our new audio into our CapCut editor. What we're now going to do is we're going to delete the old voice. We're going to bring our cursor back to this area. We're going to hover, and we're going to add the new voice to the track. And what you'll notice is that the new track is close in length to the old track, but it may need a slight adjustment. So what we can do here at the top, we can make it slightly longer. And when we make the adjustment here in the seconds area, you'll notice here that now our audio is close on the timeline and being at the same point in the video. And we did that by working within the speed command where we can adjust the speed of our audio clip. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you either in another video or in another course.